In the late 90s and early 2000s, Pokemon was at one of its peaks in popularity. The games were bestsellers, animated movies released in theaters, and of course, the merchandise was hot. Plush toys, action figures, beach towels, and jelly jars, you name it, there was a Pokemon product for it. While a lot of the toys from this era have become classic and recognizable, one promotion in particular let kids have it their way to bring them back again and again, unlike any that had been done before. In 1999, Burger King launched a toy promotion that sent kids into a collecting frenzy by introducing a set of Pokemon toys that could be obtained through Big Kids meals. The set in its entirety was massive, spanning 57 Pokemon, all of which were separated by the different features they had. With so many toys for kids to collect, Burger King even had trading nights to swap out toys with other kids so you didn't have to order another meal. This was one of the coolest promotions at the time, and was so popular toy shortages were an issue at the beginning of the promotion due to the unexpected demand. Kids just couldn't get enough of Pokemon Fever, and creating a collectathon through fast food toys was a great idea. However, there was one blemish on the popularity of this promotion that made mainstream news and issued a nationwide PSA alerting parents to a hidden danger with the toys. Of course, with anything small like fast food toys that appeal to little kids, safety is a priority of the companies designing and distributing them. The toys of the Pokemon themselves could sometimes be small or have a part that might be considered a choking hazard, but instead it was the Pokeball component of the toy which proved fatal. These containers themselves were made of plastic and could be opened and closed. When they were opened, the top and bottom pieces separated from each other, which is where the issue begins. Each part of the Pokeball was its own piece and could fit over the nose and mouth of a child, creating a suffocation hazard. This is what happened to a 13-month-old girl in December of 1999, a month into the promotion. This child had managed to place half of the ball over her nose and mouth, was unable to remove it, and caused them to suffocate. Following the incident, the local sheriff's department issued a warning about the Pokeballs, and was the first time a Burger King toy was blamed for a death. Had the Pokeball been designed with a hinge like some modern ones to prevent the pieces from being separated, it's possible this tragedy could have been avoided. One could argue the parents should have been more watchful of a child so young, but the packaging actually does say it's intended for kids of all ages, unlike most packaging with the age 3+ warning. At any rate, this was an unfortunate tragedy that happened, so steps needed to be taken to remedy the situation. Naturally, the Product Safety Commission asked Burger King to formally recall the containers, which they actually refused to do. Burger King argued that a sudden recall would cause anxiety for parents, and it was too soon to confirm that the Pokeball was the cause of death without independent confirmation. While Burger King didn't want to end the promotion without a completed report, a spokesperson for the commission insisted that the suction effect was something parents could not anticipate, which is why action needed to be taken immediately to alert them. Not long after this back and forth argument, another child who was 18 months old almost ended up suffocating the same way as the first child, however her father was able to remove it before any injury. At this point, Burger King knew they had to recall the Pokeballs without the investigations having been completed. Thus, a recall campaign began. A lot of print material was created alerting consumers of the danger. The announcement even appeared on TV through the news and advertisements. Burger King restaurants were ordered to stop distributing the Pokeballs, with 22.5 million units having been destroyed before they went out to market. Consumers were encouraged to return the Pokeballs to the restaurants in exchange for a free order of small fries. While only 500,000 units were actually returned, 60% of all Pokeballs that were in the wild ended up being discarded by consumers. Shockingly, despite all of these warnings and precautions, only a month after the recall, a third child who was only 4 months old died of suffocation in the same way the original child did. By this time, however, the promotion was over and there weren't any more actions taken. In the aftermath of the recall, Burger King was constantly criticized for reacting slow to the whole situation, while they maintained their stance on the product having met all safety standards from the beginning. The parents of the original child who suffocated ended up suing Burger King and winning a dollar amount that was kept confidential. Whether it was the strategies of the companies themselves or simply the day and age it happened, Burger King and Pokemon bounced back from all the negative press they received, and this incident was largely forgotten. Pokemon went on to have more toy promotions at Burger King, of course, minus any Pokeballs. What's really interesting to think about though is what a recall of this magnitude would be like today. This happened back in 1999 when social media wasn't around. I'm sure if it was though, Burger King would have done damage control right out of the gate, and more consumers would have taken actions to protest the company, as well as return the Pokeballs. As for the legacy of the toys themselves, there's not too much to be had. The original toys were made by the millions, so you can still go on eBay and easily buy these toys mint in the package, Pokeball included. I'm not sure if they ever manufactured the toys without the Pokeball after the recall, but if those exist, I've never seen one. It's unfortunate what happened during this promotion, but I still think this set left a notable mark on history, for better or worse.